The rain is all gone now, and we are going to be seeing a decrease in our cloud coverage as we head throughout the overnight, and that is going to be because of a cooler and drier air mass working its way in. And let me tell you, by tomorrow night, we could find some of our locations in the upper 30s for overnight lows. Very chilly for this time of the year. It is June, but as we take a look at the radar, not much showing up in terms of rainfall. A few clouds over in the region, very high, and scattered clouds across the upper peninsula and northern Wisconsin, and even as you go farther south in lower Michigan. But for our current conditions, we are at 64 degrees, a lot cooler than what we saw yesterday, and the winds definitely have been noticeable between 10 to 20 miles per hour and gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. Currently for us, we are at 17 in Marquette, and as we take a look at temperatures across the rest of the region, 64 for us here in Marquette. Off to the west, seeing temperatures that are right around those same values. 60 degrees in Houghton, while at 62 in Ontonagon. A little farther south, more of those middle 60s in Florence and Menominee. And for us into Munising, we are at 60 degrees. Actually, a 70-degree reading into Escanaba at 70 degrees on the dot, and 64 in Ishpeming. Our current winds very gusty in Houghton at 22 miles per hour, 16 in Iron Mountain, and at 18 in Escanaba. Make sure you do hold your hats as you head out there. But temperatures are starting to cool off farther south as well, as we're seeing more of the 60s for current temperatures in northern lower Michigan at 65 degrees, and farther south, that cooler air hasn't quite made it down there yet, but they'll start to feel it as we make our way into tomorrow. Detroit still at 84 degrees. But partial clearing throughout the overnight. By tomorrow, we'll stay mild and not going to be seeing those very warm temperatures like we saw over the weekend. Only going to be in the 60s and maybe the lower 70s for some of us for afternoon highs before the sun starts to make its way in throughout the afternoon, seeing high pressure take control. And it's going to be in control as we head into the end of the week when temperatures will start to really rebound, and we'll get back to those middle and upper 70s. But rain showers, very light rain showers and areas of drizzle were across the region, but that is now pushed off to the east. Another disturbance coming out of the Central Plains will just scoot to our south, so we could see a few clouds from it, but are not going to be expecting any of the rain or the thunderstorms as it makes its way through lower Michigan, southern lower Michigan at that, and down into Indiana and Ohio. But for some of us who have been dealing with some of the pollen, we do have allergies. Let's look at the forecast. Low to moderate on Wednesday, a little farther off into the week, things to get to a little higher. Thursday and Friday will be right around moderate. And it looks to continue on even into the weekend to get higher and higher. So if you do have those allergies, make sure that you do take your medications and just make sure you spend just as least time outside as possible. But the milder air is going to be sticking around as our wind flow starts to come more from a northerly and northeasterly direction later on during the week. There goes that disturbance moving on to the south of us. Maybe a few clouds throughout the day tomorrow, but then really starting to clear out by tomorrow night, when temperatures are going to be falling off. Very chilly. 44 degrees tonight, so still a little cool out there. Becoming clear, winds are going to be light. And by tomorrow, we'll see that northeasterly flow between 5 to 15 miles per hour. Clouds and sun throughout the day. 70s as you go farther south at 76 degrees in Florence. 69 for a high in Lawrence, while at 71 for us in Marquette, and 67 in Munising. Our 7-day forecasts. More 70s on Thursday, and then the upper 70s come in by Friday, but the rain starts to try to sneak its way in here late Saturday evening at about 30%, and then we'll really start to drop those temperatures back off again on Sunday at 62 degrees with better chances of rain and lows in the 40s.